Jesus said to his apostles before he ascended into heaven, Go out and proclaim the good news, go and make disciples of all nations. This is Mission Alive, coming from MSC Mission Office. I'm Roger. The apostles were men of action. When Jesus said go, they went. The thing is though, most of them, we don't know where they went. There's traditions about them, but we don't know. But from the scriptures, well, we know that Peter went to Rome eventually. We know that Philip probably went to Ethiopia. The story in the Acts of the Apostles and the Ethiopian leads us to believe maybe he went to Ethiopia. But they went. They were men of action. They were also men who could see where the need was, to see what had to be done, to choose, to discern, to take time of silence and discern, and then they went. From the Middle East, there were many strong churches in what is now Syria, Iraq, Iran, Persia, as it was known then. And from these churches, many went east into different parts of the Asian and into China, Western China. There were thriving churches in those places, which don't get much mention in the Western church because those Eastern churches were considered heretical. But a lot of action took place. A lot of people went. They went out and proclaimed the good news. And this has been a hallmark of the missionaries. We have the famous story of the Portuguese, 1,500 years later, arriving in India at Goa and finding Christians there. I said, how did you become Christians? And they said, simple, St. Thomas came. It's a long way to go. Thomas, the doubter, he went and he did great work. And they've checked that out, and the people there say, no, it was Thomas. It wasn't Thomas's followers. It was Thomas that came. So there was a lot of action going on. And this has been how the church has operated. You had later Cyril and Methodius went to the Slavic peoples and translated everything into the Slavic languages, in the Slavic alphabet. Much work done there. And everywhere the missionaries have gone, have translated scriptures and teachings into the language of the people. That's a big action, a lot of work. I've done translation into language. It's a lot of work. They've studied the culture. They've sat with the people and lived with the people and walked with the people and learned their ways. This is part of the seeing that Pope Francis speaks of, able to see the reality, to see the life of the people, and then know how to preach the gospel into that culture. And this is what even modern day missionaries, in the sense of the last couple of 100 years, the MSCs and others who went into PNG, people who went into Africa, Asia, many places, that's what they did. The Jesuits who went into China and India, and Robert de Nobly and others, that's what they did. They studied the language and they studied the culture of the people to see how best to bring the good news and the life of the church into that culture. Into the Pacific, the Maoris came, the MSCs came, the Pimes came, all in the same way. Men of action, moving on, reaching out to further places, establishing mission stations, establishing schools, convents, health facilities, training centres, all part of the mission. So the seeing, taking time to see the reality, taking time to contemplate it and to choose, and then moving to action is the way it works. And we now are called in the same way to that, to see our society as it is today, to see where it is leading us, particularly in this situation of the pandemic, and as it will finish at some stage, who will we be afterwards? We have to see that reality, we have to choose, how to act, which direction to go, and then we have to act. This is how mission works. Thank you for being with us.